Rain lashed against the tall glass building in rhythmic sheets, blurring the skyline beyond. Madison Carter adjusted the blanket wrapped around her baby boy, who whimpered softly in her arms. She was soaked to the skin, her cheap shoes squelching against the marble floor of the lobby. Still, she forced a smile for the security guard, clutching the fragile hope that someone, anyone, in this place would give her a few minutes of their time. She had no appointment, no polished resume, no designer coat, just a dream and the desperate need to make someone listen. Her baby stirred again, his tiny fingers gripping her shirt. Madison leaned down, kissing his forehead, whispering reassurance she wasn't sure she believed. The elevator dinged, and she stepped inside, heart pounding. She barely noticed the man who entered just as the doors began to close, tall, composed, in a charcoal suit that screamed importance. Their eyes met for only a moment. His were cold, unreadable. He didn't nod, didn't smile. Just turned to face the doors, clearly used to people vanishing around him like background noise. Then, with a mechanical jolt, everything stopped. The elevator froze mid-ascent. The lights flickered once, twice, and then died. Emergency lighting kicked in, casting a pale glow over the tight space. Madison instinctively held her baby tighter, trying not to panic. The man cursed under his breath and jabbed at the emergency button. Unbelievable. I think the storm hit the power, Madison offered, her voice small. He didn't respond at first, just kept pressing buttons, muttering to himself. Then he turned, exhaling sharply, clearly frustrated. Great. Just what I needed today. Madison shifted her baby, trying to soothe him. She kept her eyes low, unsure whether to speak again. But the silence pressed in. After a moment, he glanced at her, really looked at her this time. You all right? He asked, voice flat. She nodded. He's just hungry. I'll feed him once we're out. The baby let out a soft cry. Without thinking, Madison sat on the floor and gently began to rock him. She didn't care that her coat was ruined, that the floor was cold. This was routine now. Make do. Make him feel safe. The man watched her for a moment longer, then surprisingly, slid down against the opposite wall with a heavy sigh. You're not an employee, are you? Madison shook her head, smiling faintly. No. I came to talk to someone. About a design idea. I've sent emails, but no one replies, so I thought maybe. You just showed up? I guess that's crazy. He said nothing. Just stared at the baby, who had now quieted in his mother's arms. What's his name? Liam. Another silence. Madison didn't expect kindness. Men in expensive suits didn't usually offer it. But in that small, suspended box in the middle of a city that didn't care, something unexpected began to bloom. It wasn't in the words. It was in the stillness. In the way he offered his coat when he saw her shivering. In the moment he removed his watch and handed it to her, asking her to time her baby's breathing, just in case the crying meant something more serious. And then, slowly, in the questions he began to ask. Where was her family? How long had she been doing this alone? What was this design idea she believed in so much? Madison answered honestly. For once, she didn't edit her story to make it palatable. She talked about the drawings she kept folded in her bag. The ones inspired by her late mother, a seamstress who once dreamed of her daughter having more. She talked about the nights in the shelter, the hunger, the fear, but also the hope. Always the hope. By the time the elevator groaned back to life, the CEO's name, Ethan Westbrook, no longer felt like just a name at the top of an unreachable letterhead. He wasn't cold anymore. He was human, listening, thinking.